Project-based learning is a way of learning where students learn by working on projects. Instead of only listening to the teacher, students explore real-life problems and find solutions through activities and projects. In project-based learning, students work together, share ideas, and think critically. The teacher guides them, but students take an action role in their own learning. This helps students develop important skills such as problem solving, creativity, communication, and teamwork. In short, problem-based learning makes learning more meaningful by connecting lessons to real-world experiences. The key concept of project-based learning. Project-based learning is based on the idea that students learn best by doing. Instead of memorizing information, students actively build their own understanding through hands-on activities and real-life projects. This idea comes from constructivism, which means learners create knowledge by experiencing and applying what they have learned. In project-based learning, students ask questions, explore problems, and work together to find solutions. Learning happens over time, not all at once, so students can think deeply and understand the lesson better. They are given more freedom and responsibility, which helps them become confident and independent learners. Project-based learning focuses on active learning, teamwork, real-world problem-solving, and deep understanding.
Project-based learning is rooted in constructivist learning theories which emphasize learning as an active, student-centered process. Vygotsky's social constructivism. Learning happens through social interaction. Zone of proximal development or ZPD, students learn best when supported by peers or teachers. PBL encourages collaborative learning. Piaget constructivist learning theory. Students construct knowledge through experience and exploration. PBL provides hands-on learning opportunities. John Dewey's experiential learning advocates learning by doing. PBL aligns with Dewey's idea that education should be relevant to real life. Blumenfeld et al. At 1991 on PBL and student engagement. PBL improves motivation by making learning engaging and meaningful, encourages self-directed inquiry and active problem solving. How PBL aligns with 21st century learning? Develops communication, critical thinking, collaboration, and creativity, or 4 C's of 21st century skills, prepares students for real-world challenges.
So here are the key characteristics of PGBL or project-based learning. So first is present and open-ended appropriate complex questions. So students are given a challenging questions that does not have only one answer. Students are expected to research, use their prior knowledge, and find their own solution. So for example, in class, the teacher asks how can we make our classroom cleaner and more organized. So students can survey the classroom, identify the problem, and propose a solutions like proper labeling of materials, trash bins in the right places, or they will set a cleaning schedules. So this characteristic is important because it encourages students to think critically and creatively. Open-ended questions that does not have a single right answer, which allows students to explore different possibilities. By finding their own solutions themselves, students develop problem-solving skills that they can use in real life. So next is project-based learning relates to knowledge acquired through classroom lessons. So projects should connect to lessons students have already learned, it allowing them to apply knowledge in real-life situations. So for example, the teacher asked them to measure a dry ingredients. After that, they will gain an experience and they will learn what is the or how to measure a correct ingredients. So in that case, they already know how to measure the dry ingredients and they can apply it to the real world situations. For example, if they're going to cook or they're going to bake a cake, and in that experience, they will easily measure the dry ingredients. So this is important because students often wonder why they need to learn certain topics. By applying classroom knowledge to real-world tasks, students understand that their lessons are useful and relevant, not just for exams. This connection also deepens understanding because they practice what they have learned rather than just memorizing facts. So third is project-based learning requires students to find their own solutions to a given problem or questions. So students are responsible for creating their own solutions. The teacher provides a topic or questions. So students will decide how to solve or through research or brainstorming. This characteristic is important because it teaches independence and critical thinking, because they will use their brain to think what is the best solution to solve that problem. Fourth is project-based learning. Gives students a choice in how they learn. Students should have the freedom to decide how they approach their project and the format of their final product. This increases engagement and motivation. So when students have choices, they feel more motivated and responsible for their work. Allowing choice also encourages students to use their strength and interests, which makes learning more meaningful. It teaches students that there are many ways to approach a problem, which is an important life skill. The fifth is project-based learning emphasizes collaboration. Students often work in groups, share tasks, and solve problems together. Next is project-based learning follows a clear, well-defined set of assessment criteria. Students know exactly how their project will be graded. Teachers provide rubrics and instructions that explain how the project will be graded, all the products students must submit, how they should work independently or groups.
These are the 7 essential project design elements guide for effective project-based learning. This framework centers on learning goals. Students focus on key knowledge, understanding, and success skills. Number 1. Challenging problem or question. The teacher frames the project with a meaningful problem. So as a teacher, you must ensure the question stays open-ended. Number 2. Sustained inquiry. The teacher facilitates a process where students find resources. So as a teacher, you guide students as they ask deeper questions. Number 3. The teacher connects the project to the real-world context. As a teacher, you provide tools used by professionals in the field. Number 4. Student voice and choice. The teacher allows students to make decisions about their work. So as a teacher, you offer options for how students demonstrate their learning. Number 5. Reflection. The teacher prompts students to think about their progress. As a teacher, you lead discussions on what students learned and how they overcame obstacles. Number 6. Critique and revision. The teacher organizes peer feedback sessions. So as a teacher, you teach students on how to give and receive constructive advice. Number 7. Public product. The teacher creates opportunities for students to share work with an audience. As a teacher, you help students present their results to people beyond the classroom.
To apply project-based learning, we design a many lesson, sewing a simple tote bag. The goal of this activity is to help learners understand the proper sewing tools and materials and their functions. Learners will also develop their sewing skills by accurately measuring, cutting, and sewing fabric to create a durable and functional tote bag. Most importantly, this project encourages creativity, sustainability, and appreciation for handmade products. In this project, learners will design and sew their own tote bag. They will plan their measurements, cut the fabric properly, sew the pieces together, and decorate the bag based on their own design. By using unused fabrics, learners practice upcycling, which helps reduce waste and support environmental sustainability. This project also introduced entrepreneurship, as the tote bag can be a product with potential market value. Learners will be assessed based on 4 criteria. Craftsmanship, which includes neat stitching, durability, and proper finishing, is worth 40%. Creativity or the originality of the design and decoration is worth 30%. Functionality or how useful and practical the tote bag is worth 20%. Lastly, reflection, which focuses on sustainability, creativity, and entrepreneurial potential, is worth 10%. At the end of the project, learners are expected to produce a finished tote bag, a short journal documenting their process, challenging and solutions, and a written reflection connecting sewing skills to sustainability and entrepreneurship, and a showcase or presentation of their tote bag to the class.
Technology plays a vital role in project-based learning by transforming students from passive learners into active problem solvers. It boosts engagement, supports collaboration, enhances research, it allows students to create meaningful, real-world outputs. We have here first, access to information and research. Technology gives students instant access to online resources, search engines, and digital databases, enabling deeper and more efficient research on real-world issues. Next, second is collaboration and communication. Tools such as learning management systems, Zooms, and shared documents allow students to work together, communicate clearly, and collaborate anytime, anywhere. Third is creativity and production. With digital tools, students can produce videos, websites, podcasts, blogs, and presentations showcasing their learning in creative and engaging ways. Fourth is authentic audience and feedback. Technology lets students share projects with experts, peers, or even global audiences, increasing motivations and improving the quality of their work through feedback. Fifth is the data analysis and organization. Spreadsheets, data collection apps, and virtual whiteboards help students organize information, analyze the results, and present findings clearly. Lastly, self-direction and skill development. Technology supports independent learning, helping students manage their tasks, reflect and progress, and develop essential digital literacy skills.
Digital tools play a vital role in supporting project-based learning by helping teachers and students plan, collaborate, create, assess, and reflect more effectively. For planning and management, tools like Trilio uses visual Kanban board to organize project steps through to-do, in progress, and done columns while assigning tasks. Miro and FigJam serve as online whiteboards for real-time brainstorming, mind mapping, and timeline planning, while Google Classroom and Microsoft Teams function as central hubs for sharing project briefs, rubrics, and collecting submissions. Notion provides a comprehensive workspace where students can manage tasks, store research, and build custom project hubs. Meanwhile, Project Pulse and Hedras are specialized PBL platforms designed to manage student groups and monitor project progress. For collaboration and research, Google Workspace such as Docs, Slides, and Sheets enables real-time teamwork on documents, presentations, and data collection. Padlet acts as the digital bulletin board for gathering resources, brainstorming ideas, and posting reflections. Scribble Edu supports research by allowing students to save, annotate, and share web pages collaboratively. In terms of production and creation, Canva for Education allows students to create infographics, posters, presentations, and videos. Adobe Express helps produce web pages, graphics, and short videos, while Google Sites enables students to build project, websites, and digital portfolios to showcase their work. For assessment and reflection, CISO serves as a digital portfolio where students document their learning through photos, videos, and audio. Formerly Flipgrid, is a video-based platform used for reflections, peer feedback, and progress discussions. There are also 6 widely used digital tools for PGBL. Glogsphere allows students to create interactive posters or blogs using images, videos, text, graphics, and audio, promoting collaboration and offering Blogpedia content for science, math, and social studies. Animoto enables students to create videos using photos, clips, music, and templates, helping develop creativity and 21st century skills. VoiceThread enriches presentations while building critical thinking, communication, and collaboration and creativity skills, and can be used across subjects such as math, art, language, history, and physics in a safe online environment. CISO again enhances engagement through multimodal portfolios that promote self-reflection and student voice. TED provides TED Talks and animated educational videos that support creativity, organization, collaboration, and authentic language practice, making students more engaged and empathetic. Padlet functions as a virtual wall where students post, outpost, reflect on learning, and participate in peer feedback and guide self-assessment. Overall, with rapid technological advancements, integrating digital tools into instructional design can significantly enhance students' academic performance. When implemented strategically, technology can surpass traditional teaching methods by increasing engagement, supporting personalized and self-paced learning, enhancing collaboration, and providing access to rich multimedia resources. As a result, students achieve better understanding, higher retention, and improved learning outcomes, even for challenging or less engaging topics.